Welcome to the Formula 4 Southeast Asia Championship. From go-karts to Formula cars, the speed demons of the future are taking their first real steps towards a dream career at the pinnacle of motorsports. With super license points on the line and plenty of competition, the only FIA-certified driver development championship in the region is all set to crown its brand new champion.
Hello and welcome to Sepang International Circuit for the final round of the Formula 4 Southeast Asia Championship. I'm Renai Matu.
And I'm Daniel Woodruff, and it's the last 6 races here at the season finale. And you know what, Renai? There have been 5 different drivers on top in the last 5 race weekends.
Oh, it's been fantastic, and it means that the championship is wide open. Anything can happen this weekend. Let's take a look back at how we got to this point.
All right, Peter, it's been an amazing championship so far. We're here in the last race weekend. There have been 5 different people on top in the last 5 race weekends, and we're about to start race 1 of event 6. Tell us a bit more about it.
Yes, fantastic. We have 6 weekends. We have weekend champions every weekend. The last 5 weekends was different driver every weekend. I think this guy won this weekend. 1 of the 5 will repeat again, and maybe that's the guy who's going to win the championship. At the moment, the top 4 people can win the championship. It's 150 points to gain. We have 6 races, 25 points per weekend. Championship is wide open. What a fantastic championship it has been, because we're down to the last race, the last event, the last wire, you could say, and it's still wide open.
6 races this weekend at a now familiar track. 45 kilometers out of Kuala Lumpur, the Sepang International Circuit is 5.543 kilometers long and run clockwise. A technical track 16 meters wide at its narrowest point. There's G-force aplenty on the high-speed turns 5 and 6. And it's a tricky turn 7 and 8 with a double apex right-hander. With an almost 1 kilometer back straight, top speeds of 210 kilometers an hour are expected.
Blue skies and fine weather at Sepang for the Saturday morning qualifying session. Presley Martono had been the fastest in the morning's free practice, and he would be fastest here too. The Indonesian secures pole position with a 2 minutes 11.563 seconds. Joining the Indonesian up front, Daniel Frost, just tenths of a second behind with a 2:11.751. Third quickest was Malaysian youngster Ishraf Danish. He will start in P3 with compatriots Eric Lewis and Adam Khalid making the push from P5 and P8 on the grid.
Dry conditions for the 10-lap race 1. Plenty on the line in this final weekend of racing, and the tension would result in early drama. Presley Martono goes wide at turn 11. As he rejoins the race, the pole sitter would collide into Daniel Frost. Out came the safety car for a brief period. That gifted the lead to Ishraf Danish, who began to pull some fast laps. Meanwhile, a battle for P2 is brewing behind, with compatriot Eric Lewis on the defensive. Fane Kahia would have his moments, but Eric would not let it stick.
Fane was coming from the back. And yeah, I just had to keep my composure, keep second place, because Fane was attacking me from back, but I was defending well.
Khalid Al-Wahibi was gunning for a podium finish himself, Fane coming under pressure as the young Omani driver makes his move. Kahia comes out on top of that battle, and that is how it stayed. A fantastic drive for the Malaysians, homeboys Ishraf Danish and Eric Lewis crossing the line in P1 and P2. Fane Kahia in third.
Sometimes it feels so unbelievable because I've never been here, like first place in any racing. It's hard to believe this, but I have to accept that I'm number 1 and I'm trying to keep this. So we have 2 Malaysians on podium, and I feel really great about that. And thank you for Malaysia for supporting me.
It's a very special podium for me. It's my first podium in Sepang, my home circuit. Malaysia boleh. Yeah, first and second for Malaysia, very proud.
Malaysia on top, a fitting start to the weekend for the home hopes. Compatriot Adam Khalid also in the points in 6th. Oman's Khalid Al-Wahibi just missing out on that podium in 4th, while India's Akash Gowda is 5th. The drivers' fastest lap times in race 1 would determine the starting positions for the 8-lap race 2. With the fastest lap time of 2 minutes 11.991 seconds, it's the Malaysian Ishraf Danish that will start on pole. Fane Kahia beside him. Home hopefuls Eric Lewis and Adam Khalid start from P3 and P6. 8 laps to be contested in race 2. Fain Kahya with the better start, surging ahead of pole sitter Ishraf Danish. DNFs in the previous race meant both Presley Martono and Daniel Frost were starting from the back of the grid. Frost would jump to P4, while Martono would have a brilliant start to jump from P7 to P3 in the opening lap. The Indonesian had the pace and piled the pressure on Danish before making the move on the Malaysian on lap 4. Singapore's Frost trailed close behind as Martono hunted down Fain.
I didn't know if I could win because, Fain pulled pretty big lead. So, I just tried to stay really consistent and, that worked well. And then the last lap, that was my only chance. So I just went for it in the first corner and it worked out.
Presley with the move on Fain early in the final lap, going all out for the win. An incredible turnaround for Martono with the win in race 2 ahead of the Kiwi Kahya and Ishraf Danish in 3rd. Frost closes out the race in 4th, with Malaysians Eric Lewis and Adam Khalid in 5th and 7th respectively.
Leave nothing behind as the drivers go all out for the title. See you after the break.
Hi, I'm Fain Kahya, I'm 20 and I'm from New Zealand.
Hi, I'm Daniel Frost. I'm 15 years old and I'm from Singapore.
Hi, I'm Ishraf Danish. I'm currently 15 years old and I'm from Malaysia.
Hi, my name is Adam Khalid from Kuala Terengganu, Malaysia, and I am 18 years of age.
Hi, my name is Eric Lewis. I'm 19 years old and I'm from Malaysia.
I want to race on the Nürburgring and Bathurst. They're absolutely dope, crazy tracks, but they're real long and you need some pretty big kahunas to throw a car around there quickly. So that's why I really want to race those places.
I would love to race in Monaco because it's a very prestigious track. All the F1 drivers, all the legends have raced there, and I would just love to see how I can do, see the lap times and compare.
I would like to race in Buriram because it's really fun in Buriram because it's easy to race there. It's not too complicated for me, and it's easy to improve my skills, and I can learn something new there.
I like to race in the Monaco circuit because I think it's one of the most iconic circuits in the Formula 1 calendar, and I don't know, I just feel like it would be a circuit that's really challenging, but if you get it right, it'll just be that sweet spot.
I like to race in Monaco because it's one of the dream tracks that I like a lot, and it's very tight. Obviously, it's a driver's track. You can push the car to the absolute limit. So I like to race in Monaco or Macau because it's a similar track to Monaco.
The first step up from go-karts for a lot of drivers is the Formula 4, which many regard as the first step to Formula 1. However, this grassroots level of racing hasn't always been around. In fact, its predecessor is this Formula BMW race car. Now, what are the main differences between these two cars? Inside the cockpit, the biggest thing would be the steering wheel. Now, in the Formula BMW, there's not a lot going on. It's a very, very basic steering wheel with a very, very basic dash. However, we transition and evolve into the Formula 4 race car, and you can see that the steering wheel does a lot more. There's a much bigger dash, which allows you to switch between various channels to see what's going on with the engine. There's an option for a pit lane speed limiter, neutral, and the ability to communicate with the pit wall. But the biggest thing are these, the paddle shifts, which allow the drivers to seamlessly change gears. Another one of the main differences between these two cars is the engine. In here, we have an inline-4 motorcycle engine, whereas in the Formula 4, we have a naturally aspirated 4-cylinder, 2-liter engine. The difference in top speeds between these two is quite a lot. In the Formula BMW, we'd be hitting around 200 kilometers per hour at this track, whereas in the Formula 4 car, we'd be hitting 210 kilometers per hour. As the grassroots level of racing is developed into this Formula 4 racing machine, we can expect really close racing.
Fastest lap times from race 2 determine race 3 starting positions with the top half of the grid reversed. Homeboy Eric Lewis will start from pole with Daniel Frost alongside him. Ishraf Danish and Fain Kahya start from the second row. Another Malaysian, Adam Khalid, starts in P7. 8 laps on the line. In a close start, the top 5 drivers would bunch together. Eric Lewis leading the pack. Fain Kahya defending against Ishraf Danish. Early in the second lap, Frost made his move to overtake.
he made a little mistake at 14, so he went out, and I had a good run up on him. In 10-15, I went out around the outside. He couldn't get me back on turn 1, so I just pushed and pushed and pushed and stayed really consistent for the whole race.
Not long after, Eric would come under pressure from Kahia. The Kiwi also had his eye on P2 and would get a little too close. After the touch, Fane drops down the order. This allows Presley to go in front. It becomes a battle of the homeboys, as Eric got sucked into a fight with Ishraf for the last podium spot. Ishraf makes his move going into the final lap and begins stalking Presley. With Frost comfortably leaning across the finish line, it was all about the fight for P2. In a last gasp effort, the Malaysian youngster just runs out of laps, finishing behind Martono in third. Frost secures his first win of the day. Oman's Khalid Al-Wahibi is fourth after coming out on top of his battle with Akash Gowda. Eric Lewis finishes in sixth, Fane Kahia finishes seventh, and Adam Khalid in the points in eighth.
The grid positions of race 4 were determined by the driver's second fastest lap times from qualifying. Presley Martono with the pleasure of starting from pole, with Fane Kahia alongside him. The Malaysians Danish, Lewis and Khalid make the push from P3, P5 and P8 respectively. 10 laps on the line in race 4. A clean start from all the drivers, with Martono holding on to the lead ahead of Kahia. A poor start saw Ishraf Danish fall down the order to P6 before fighting his way back up and into a tight battle for third with Frost and Al-Wahibi. The Malaysian youngster with a brave move on Frost in the final corner.
I know I'm pretty fast on this track, so I know I could possibly overtake all the drivers, maybe, and which I did. And so yeah, I tried to put a pressure on Daniel, so he defended me for a couple of laps, and after a few laps, on the last turn, he gave me a space, so I overtook him.
Ishraf begins to pull away while Daniel gets pulled into a battle with Al-Wahibi. Armed with the pace, Ishraf catches up to Kahia. With Kahia on the defensive, Martono has the breathing space to pull away up front. Meanwhile, Ishraf would get the move done on the start of lap 8 before he set his sights on Martono. Lapping nearly 3/10 faster than the Indonesian, Ishraf would have his chance at P1. It goes down to the wire. Presley just holding on for the win.
You know, we have to see what's on in the car, and probably I'm losing somewhere on the tracks, but I know I'm not 7 cents down, so just have to really take the positives out of today. You know, we've had 2 wins, a second, and 1 DNF. Still regretting that DNF, but it's gonna happen anyway. So yeah, overall, I think a lot of people would take this day.
What an intense finish. Just 600ths of a second separate the top 2. Fane Kahia settles for third, Daniel Frost in fourth after a tough battle with Khalid Al-Wahibi, who finishes fifth. Malaysians Eric Lewis and Adam Khalid finish in 6th and 7th.
It's time for a break. More races to be won and a championship on the line. See you in just a bit.
This is indeed another milestone for our company as we enter into the era of motorsport.
We hope this partnership will develop in the future to help young Asian drivers, Malaysians, Filipinos to live out their dreams and their hopes and their desires to create professional careers in the sport.
We are very fortunate that our sponsorship is into its final leg. So by this weekend, we will know who the champions are. And to think that these drivers are very young, we couldn't be proud of them.
Most successful Formula 1 driver, I'd say Michael Schumacher.
Michael Schumacher.
Michael Schumacher? The most successful F1 driver would probably be Michael Schumacher.
Michael Schumacher, I would say.
Oh, Nico Rosberg.
Nico Rosberg.
Hamilton. Hey, Rosberg, sorry.
That will obviously be Nico Rosberg.
Nico Rosberg.
The winner of Sepang this year would be Daniel Ricciardo. Nico Rosberg? No, Daniel Ricciardo.
What was it, Daniel Ricciardo, right? Yeah, that's right.
Daniel Ricciardo.
Daniel Ricciardo.
Oh, same dude that designed it, bury him. Mr. Sepang?
I have no idea.
Who? Mahadi? To knock to my, I don't know.
I have no idea.
Is it Harman? I don't know. Okay. Talk.
Montoya? Yeah? Montoya holds the record, right? That's right.
Montoya?
Oh, that's easy. Juan Pablo Montoya.
It's Juan Pablo Montoya.
Meanwhile, the fastest lap times in race 4 would determine the starting lineup for the 8-lap race 5. Ishraf Danish sits on pole position with Indonesian wonderboy Martono in P2. Fane Kahya and Daniel Frost make the push from the second row. Malaysians Eric Lewis and Adam Khalid start in P6 and P7. An early start on Sunday for the 8-lap race 5. As the lights go out, Ishraf holds on to his lead before losing it to Martono early in the first laps. Fast laps by Daniel Frost sees him making the move on Fane for P3 by lap 3. Just behind, Akash was piling on the pace. He makes the move on a struggling Kahya before closing in on Frost. It would be a tight battle for third between Frost and Gowda. Up front, Presley and Ishraf in a battle royale of their own. Martono needing to pull out all the stops against the Malaysian youngster.
I was pushing really hard for Presley because I was in second, and it was really quick too. And I did the slipstream behind him, and just to stay safe and not to crash into him. And after a few laps, 2 laps left, I'm still behind him. I'm trying to overtake him, but I couldn't. And at the finish line, me and Presley was side to side, and yeah, it was good, I think.
A photo finish for the penultimate race of the season. Frost coming out on top for the last spot on the podium.
We began the season in June, and I was like 2 seconds off, wondering why I wasn't quick. But now here I am winning races. I think I've won most races this year. I think 9 races. So heading into the last race, it's a pretty good feeling.
0.085 seconds, the slimmest of margins separating the top 2. Gowda settles for P4, while Khalid Al-Wahaibi finishes in 5th. Malaysians Eric Lewis and Adam Khalid in the points in 7th and 8th. The finishing order of race 5 would determine the starting grid for race 6, with a twist, as the grid was again reversed for the final race of the weekend. Khalid Al-Wahaibi will start on pole, Akash Gowda in 2nd. Daniel Frost and Ishraf Danish make the push from the 2nd row. Malaysians Eric Lewis and Adam Khalid start in P7 and 8. Adding further drama to the final race of the season, it's the winner that secures all, particularly in the race for the honor of becoming the 6th and final star driver of the season finale, as well as points for the championship, with the main protagonists Martono and Kahya starting from the 3rd row.
All on the line in the final race of the season. A dramatic opening lap saw plenty of action. It was Gowda that would surge ahead of Khalid Al-Wahaibi for the lead. Behind the top 2, a fight for the final spot on the podium between Presley Martono, Ishraf Danish and Daniel Frost. It became a 4-way fight as they caught up to Khalid.
Made a few mistakes which allowed the guys in 3rd and 4th to close in. And after they closed in, I defended them off well, and after that there wasn't much of a threat because they were fighting behind me. So I just managed to put in laps and focus on my own thing, and stop looking behind. And once I did that, I started putting in good laps and managed to pull away.
A seemingly struggling Fane Kahya goes for a spin, though he would rejoin the race. On the penultimate lap, a brilliantly timed move by Ishraf Danish sees him successfully jump both Martono and Frost. He holds on till the checkered flag. Gowda with the emphatic win ahead of Al-Wahaibi and Danish.
My dad and my sisters here, as well as my friend. So he stays in Malaysia, and they're very supportive. They've always come for my races, and finally I've got a podium for this weekend.
What a race, and what a way to end the season. Akash Gowda on top, Khalid Al-Wahaibi in 2nd, and a brilliant time to shine for the Malaysian Ishraf Danish. His 3rd place finish makes it 6 podiums out of 6 in the final event of the season. Daniel Frost is 4th, with Presley Martono in 5th.
With that, the final event of the Formula 4 Southeast Asia Championship draws to a close. The overall event champion is scored on a reverse point system. The objective is to obtain the lowest points to be declared the event champion. Malaysia's Ishraf Danish shines with a stellar 14 points. Indonesia's Prezi Martono secures 17 points. Singapore's Daniel Frost scores 24 points. While New Zealand's Fain Kahia sits on 28 points. Oman's Khalid Al-Wahibi also secures 28 points. India's Akash Gowda has 29 points. Malaysian representatives Eric Lewis and Adam Khalid have 32 and 44 points respectively. While the UK's Michael Mooneman has 54 points.
And your Petron Star Driver Award winner for event number 6 is the driver of car number 19, Home Hero, Ishraf Danish of Malaysia.
1 win and 6 podiums out of 6, and that means that rookie Ishraf Danish is the Event 6 champion. He wins the Petron Star Driver Award.
We just wrapped up Event 6. It must be amazing to end the season on a high, coming away as the overall event champion. Tell us a bit about your feelings.
I feel really great now. I think I can improve more for the next season maybe. And yeah, it was all about my hard working, and yeah, we did it. It feels really great because I've got all the podiums this weekend. So yeah, it's good to have negara crew because most of the mechanics are Malaysian, right? And I'm Malaysian too, so we have three Malaysian drivers, and I'm really happy with that.
But what a fantastic season! We had 6 events, 6 event champions. Today we had the Petron Star event winner. So we're in Malaysia. It was great to have a Malaysian champion. The championship has been a huge success.
Daniel Frost, Akash Gowda, Presley Martono, Jordan Love, Fain Kahia, Ishraf Danish. 6 different winners on top after 6 events. The first ever season of the Formula 4 Southeast Asia Championship draws to a close. Who walks away with their first ever super license points? Catch the season highlights next episode as we see the crowning of the first ever Formula 4 Southeast Asia champion. See you then.